Hello, good evening, you guys. How's everybody doing? How's everyone doing? Now, I'm gonna try to do some videos because a few days this week I gotta go somewhere. So I will be out of commission. Hey, Nine Beats. I'm doing good. How are you today? Are you doing okay? I'm doing good. I'm just excited. I'm getting ready to go. It's a mini little vacation, it's a resort. Um, I get to go stay a couple days. So I was looking at some stuff that I can upload because I don't think I'm gonna take my computer with me. Hey, holiday tracks. How's everybody doing? Um, it is so freaking hot today. It is. When the sun starts to go down, I'm gonna go walking. I sleep so good when I go walking. Hey, True Aquarius, how are you? How's everybody doing? Um, on this Sunday. It's so hot. I was going to fix a Sunday dinner. I was gonna do because I got like a round top steak in there, they're thin, and I was going to do steak and potatoes. And I was like, I don't really want nothing heavy. So I went to Aldi's and bought a lot of frozen fruit, and I got me some almond milk, vanilla almond milk, and I made me a smoothie. And oh my God, the smoothie was so good. I like to try different things. Like I did mango, I love mango and pineapple. I did mango pineapple with I put a few blueberries in it, and it was so good. Oh my God, it was so freaking good. I have sugar-free sweeteners, so I put a little bit of um this sugar-free orange, I think it's called marmalade or something, sweetener into it. It was just the flavor was so good. I'm all good cranking up the grill and enjoy this. Way it is so beautiful. It is so freaking beautiful. That's why I was like, when the sun go down, I'm gonna go walking. I went to the gym yesterday, but I'm gonna go walking today because the air is just, there's a breeze, and I just want to inhale that. I really do. I want to inhale that breeze. There's that nice breeze. Um, but I was getting ready to crank up that grill too, because I was like, I'm gonna put that steak on the grill because it's so thin. It's called round top steak. I was gonna put the steak on the grill and chop it up and lay some of it on top of a baked potato and put some broccoli in it and cheese. But that smoothie was so good and filling. So, and then I put a little protein powder in it, so it helps to fill me up too. So that was just what I needed. Yeah, we're just waiting for more people to come in. We want to talk about the FBI just released that Memphis is the murder capital, and we're gonna talk a little bit about that because I don't like that at all. And want to talk about the New Orleans inmates that escaped. And I was looking at the worldwide news, y'all. It's so much stuff that has happened. Thank you, Aaron Carter. I appreciate that so much. I try not to be too emotional, but I'm very passionate about stuff. I am. I'm very passionate. And then, y'all, I'm happy because I just got another client, another church, to go on my TV network. Churches are going back to TV because because older people don't look at the internet. They don't even know how to operate the internet. And what's the blessing about it is that I gave the person a price, right? I gotta talk about this. And I'm talking about it not for nobody to get jealous. If you get jealous, I pray um whatever that same energy just surrounds you, okay, and do whatever it needs to do to you. But so the person had been talking about putting their church services on. And so of course there's an extra fee. I really like for them to record their own services and just give them to me. But because I don't like to go out and record people to record church services, because I go to my own church. But this guy actually is paying extra to record his services. And so he's paying for the production fee and the editing fee and the TV time and sign a year contract. So that's so amazing. That is, it's so amazing. But I've just been feeling like a winner anyways, like as far as, and I want to talk about that too. I want to say this because this is a Sunday before we get into the topic. The secret to having and getting those things that you want is to feel like you already have them. Just feel like a winner, right? Limit what you tell people, because I know when things happen for us, it's not being braggadocious. It's just we want to share the excitement. For me, I used to want to encourage people, like, it happened for me, it can happen for you. But when you're dealing with a lot of different spirits, you really cannot do that, right? And so I think I had been like overwhelmed because I've been moving, which I needed to. It's something I wanted to do anyways. I was doing it for one reason, but God already knew. God had other plans, and it was much needed anyways. And which is so I love it so much, because it's just that I don't like the packing and stuff. But but yeah, that's the key to I think, to have work hard. You have to work hard. um Trust God, keep things to yourself until it has come to pass, and just believe and keep a positive attitude. Okay, just believe and keep a positive attitude. Okay, just believe. Um and know that when doors close, like, I don't get upset anymore when doors close, because I've been like, in the past, when doors have closed on me, I've kicked them in, fighting and screaming. And then it turned out, what's up, exposing the truth? It turned out not to be good for me, as far as like certain things, like certain jobs and stuff like that. But now, when doors close, just know that, especially if you are in alignment, I be so calm now. It's like, okay, but the truth, but I'm such a winner. I don't lose. I'm such a winner. I just don't lose. And I just thank God for that. I just don't lose. Um, anyways, you guys, DJ Sip Sauce says, "Hey T Lady, you still popping? Keep up that great motion. Love you, Queen. I love you too, and thank you so much." Aaron says Memphis has been the murder capital. Now let's talk about this. The FBI released, and I'm ready to show you all. hold on. That the FBI released that Memphis is deemed the murder capital. It's sad that it is like this. Okay. Hold on. It says just in. FBI Director Kash Patel says Memphis, the homicide capital of the United States of America. Says, I didn't know this until my confirmation process, but Memphis, Tennessee is the homicide capital of America per capita. Didn't know that. We have a problem here. We're now addressing it, Patel told Fox News. We're rolling out we're rolling out one of our task forces to Tennessee. So they're sending task forces to Tennessee, okay? That's what Patel says, that they didn't know that Memphis was the murder capital until they got all their numbers and stuff in, and now they're rolling out task forces to come into Memphis. Hey, I think that's a good thing. They the politicians who want to keep anything out, that's going to put a lid on crime, they don't have any control over that. The Memphis branch does not have any control over that. Nobody has control over that. The main FBI branch says they're sending in task forces, okay? I mean, it's long overdue. It's a darn shame, but yeah, I would say I agree with you that Memphis has been the murder capital all along. Hold on for a second, you guys. Hold on, you guys. I'm trying to. You all make sure y'all hit the like button for me, okay? Okay, so the senator of Tennessee responded to Patel's claims on social media and said that he's happy to see Patel and the FBI take Memphis crime surge seriously. Okay. It says, with unwavering resolve, I'm fighting to make Memphis matter, showcasing our city's potential to my Senate colleagues. Despite sometimes being the only voice willing to fight to save our community, FBI Director Kash Patel's focus on Memphis crime fuels our hope. With the Trump administration's support, we're poised to tackle crime head on, proving Memphis is a vibrant community worthy of the investment and a brighter future. That's, I mean, the FBI from Washington, their task force are coming into Memphis. Okay. When that's gonna happen, I don't know. It needs to happen tomorrow. But the senator says that he's happy that it's happening. And the Trump administration is standing behind the fight on crime in Memphis. Okay. So the Trump administration has gotten involved with Memphis being the murder capital. And I'm sure it has a lot to do with a lot of because it's a lot of long money around the Memphis area, that old long money. It's a lot of rich people. Okay. Anytime you have Prince Charles' sons come to some years back, they came to Memphis to a wedding, to their friend's wedding, that means that there's a lot of long old money around the Memphis area. And so the FBI is sending their task force in. Memphis, Little Rock, Jackson, New Orleans, been dangerous. T Lady, why act on it now? These cities been a death trap for what it's better now than never, because if they don't act on it, it's not going to be any people left. I'm sure it's got a lot to do with Elon Musk buying up a lot of land and building a lot of businesses. They want to get the crime under control and get all the thugs that's been stealing and stuff off of the street, so that and at least put a lot of fear out there so that they don't mess their businesses up when these thugs and stuff been going and tearing up and tearing down black businesses forever. Okay, but it's over now. Yeah. Chattown said delete. So, y'all, like I said, I think that is sad. I do know that Memphis been the murder capital for years, like 3 or 4 years in a row. I don't know if it's been the murder capital for 3 or 4 years. I know it's been in the top 5 for about 3 or 4 years. I know it's been in the top 5. But hey, they're coming in now, so it's gonna be interesting to see how things are gonna work out now. Because if you ask me, it's long overdue. These folks has gotten so far out of control that it's ridiculous. But a lot of this stuff could have been stopped if they had just changed some of these laws, right? So, hey, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. I hope no innocent people get hurt or anything like that. I'm not gonna even think like that, but people that are just insisting on destroying, I know poverty ignites crime, but here's the thing: you don't go and destroy somebody else's hard work and stuff just because you're in poverty, right? And so, hey, like I said, it's been long overdue. It's long overdue. You all make sure y'all hit the like button for me, okay? I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. But Memphis, like I said, Memphis has been the crime has definitely been out of control. Nothing has been put in place to stop it. The laws have not been changed because I was talking to Stephen probably about maybe 30 to 45 minutes ago. He called me and I was telling him about we was talking about CJ Davis. And I was telling Steven, I was like, Steven, he was like, he didn't think that CJ was doing a good job. And a lot of people feel that, they're not satisfied with what CJ Davis is doing. But I will say this as far as CJ Davis, that, regardless to how people feel about it, if they don't change the laws, when a new police director comes in, nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to change as long as the laws are yo-yo and you pretty much leaving laws. There's nothing firm and you're leaving basically at the discretion of a judge. Judges are humans too, so a lot of them can be bought out by the lawyer. Okay, so but when those laws are firm, then things of that nature cannot happen. And so that's why I say I think oftentimes people overlook the important pieces to the puzzle. Is not the police director. It's definitely not the police. It is the lawmakers. It is the lawmakers, right? I think a lot of this was engineered as it relates to Memphis. They wanted crime to get out of control because they had a plan for Memphis. I've been saying this for the longest, and I be hating to get on here and be fussing, but I think it's so unfortunate how you see how Elon Musk has come and he started buying up all the land and stuff and opening up warehouses and businesses and buying warehouses and stuff that have been closed forever. People come in and pimp Memphis, okay? It's been happening forever. They pimp Memphis and they get rich and then they leave, and then the people of Memphis is basically just left with nothing. Okay, they're basically left with nothing. So, hey, listen. Now what they're getting ready to do is Elon Musk. Elon Musk is buying up all this land, and he's buying up all of, he's gonna need some workers. Okay, so now you might start to see some laws change, and you're gonna start to see them arrest a lot of these thugs really that should have been stopped a long time ago. You know why? Because Elon Musk gonna need some free labor. Okay, so all of the thugs, it's over for them. They get ready to take them off of the damn street. That's why they said the Trump administration is standing behind them on the task force coming into Memphis, the FBI task force. They get ready to take all these damn fools that don't know how to act, that has been terrorizing their communities, and put them in these private prisons and make them work for Elon Musk for free. Okay, I know exactly what's going on. Elon buying all these lands so he can walk around in his original form. He ain't been up for nothing, I tell you. So yeah, but you know what, y'all, they so bad in Memphis, I don't even give a damn. I mean, you're destroying other people's lives. Why should I care about them making them slaves when they are destroying hardworking people's lives, killing innocent people, killing people's children, raping the women, going into businesses, destroying black businesses that are barely making it by stealing everything out of them? I don't give a damn. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you right now. Marcus says, yep, take off black youngster. I don't like him and Gotti and his crew. So that's what's getting ready to happen. But it's so unfortunate that it has gotten to this point. But hey, maybe I won't be, because people are definitely in fear. I'm blessed though, because I be outside. And let me just say this: everybody in the hood is not bad. Everybody in the hood is not bad. Okay, because I was out. I had to get out and walk in North Memphis just the other day. And I promise to God, it was thugs standing everywhere, and I did not have any problems at all. So maybe they maybe they had some money. I ain't had nothing for them, no. I promise to God. But they didn't bother me. They was looking at me though. They didn't bother me. Um, he said that's what I've been saying. I wanted to go to Memphis University when I was in high school, but went to local college. The U of M is a good college. It is. The U of M is definitely a good college, but it's time for because see, you have to understand now a lot of this crime is starting to spill over into the white communities. Let me tell y'all what's happening. These damn fools have ran all of the black businesses out of business because they've stolen from them. They vandalized their businesses. They've done all of that. Okay. Let me just say this before I get into that. I was looking at when they put the Starbucks up in Whitehaven. Okay. When they put the Starbucks up in Whitehaven, um, the first month that the Starbucks was up in Whitehaven, you guys, they took their car and ran it into the Starbucks to try to go in there and steal all the Starbucks cups and all the stuff up out of Starbucks. They took their car and ran it into the Starbucks. Okay, so the Starbucks was closed down for about a month while they fixed it, and they just put the Starbucks up in Whitehaven, which is now considered the hood, right? They're trying to build Whitehaven back up. But it's a damn shame. Didn't no white people go and do that? Them damn fools went and did that. And then what they would have did was they would have tried to post up on a corner and sell Starbucks cups, because Starbucks have their name and logo on everything. Did they think they was gonna steal the coffee and stuff? They was gonna try to do that too. Okay. And probably did, because they knocked the window out. Okay, that's just how bad it has gotten, because unfortunately, he said junkies. Unfortunately, Memphis has almost become a lawless city. It's just sad. it's sad on a whole nother level. So I'm not mad, but I'm let me just say this. It's spilling over into the white community because these damn fools have ran put all the black businesses that was in their community to serve their community. They robbed them so much and killed the owners. They ran them out of business. The mom and pop businesses, they're just about all gone. So now you're right, they're junkies. So now it's spilling over. They're going into the white people's stores. Okay. And so they can't have that. And so I'm sure that the FBI, Cash Patel, how the hell he didn't know? You the damn lead FBI agent. Okay. How you didn't know that? Now all of a sudden you've had an epiphany that Elon Musk is constantly buying up all the land in Memphis and all of the buildings. They need to go ahead. They saying, well, Memphis is the murder capital. It's been in the top 5 now for a few years. Elon Musk spending all millions and billions of dollars on all this stuff that he's buying in Memphis, these data centers. And so they need to get him some free labor. But I ain't got no issues with it if you're just gonna take the criminals off of the street. Because see, y'all, there comes a time where we can't uphold people that was not conducive to us in our community. We got to start holding these damn fools accountable. And if they don't do right, you destroy your own community. We got to feed them to the damn wolves. But we didn't do it. They did it to themselves. It don't take nothing. I've watched how people, when they say that they was gonna rob somebody, when they end up telling, because everybody tells everything now, okay, which is good. That's a blessing, okay. Praise God for that. People they tales, okay. They commit crimes and then they tales. So crime it don't pay for the little person. Praise God for that. I'm glad God uses them like that, okay. And so Elon Musk needs some free labor. But y'all, we got to stop. There comes a time we have to stop upholding these people when they do wrong. I'm talking about even if they look like us. Because what we'll do is, it's like an oxymoron. What we'll do is we'll say, well, look at what they doing to the black men. These, it takes nothing to get up and go to work. This is what I get ready to say. Y'all know I'd be forgetful. I've listened to people when they rob folks, when they commit these robberies and these burglaries, when they tell, because they tells, they'll say, I got up every morning for about 2 weeks. I got up at 5 o'clock and I watched that house to see, and I made sure they didn't see me. I hid myself to see what time, and I got up and went around there to see what time they left their house. I watched them for 2 weeks. If you're going to get your ass up at 5 o'clock in the morning and watch a house for 2 weeks so you could break up in it and burglarize, you could have had a damn job and done made a check. So I don't feel sorry for these damn fools. And so when they get to talking about, well, they on drugs. Yeah. I know. We understand. We know why crack was put into the community. Now they don't smoke crack no more. Crack might help them, but they don't smoke that. They laughs at crack. I was around during the crack era. Crackheads hurt themselves. They didn't hurt other people. So these damn fools, they laugh at crackheads and brag about being on fentanyl when their brain is scrambled. Crack might help them. If we get them some crack, we might could help them. Okay? But they laugh at crack. They on fentanyl. Okay? They on heroin. Okay? And they've turned into zombies. And so we already know when you do drugs, you already know what it's gonna do to you. So, people say I shouldn't be hard, don't be hard on the people that's on drugs. You know what drugs gonna do to you when you take them. You already know. You saw what it did to everybody else. What would make you think you different? So if you're gonna go and get on crack, you're gonna be a damn crackhead. Okay. If you're gonna go get on fentanyl and heroin, you're gonna be a damn zombie and a base head or whatever they call you. You's a junkie. Okay. It ain't no other words for it, but you knew it before you went and did it. Okay. And so now we said, well, they did that, they put the drugs in our community. So at what point do we address that? I've said that so many times. At what point do we address in our community having that damn codependent personality? Okay. So they put the drugs in our community. They want us on drugs. Well, if you know somebody want to hurt you, why you gonna go take them? That's all I'm saying. Right? So when they go get their asses on drugs and they already know what drugs is gonna do to them, and then they go and they commit all these crimes, you saw what it did to the next person. Hey, they don't want to get off drugs. Drugs is hard to get off of. They made drugs now where it is hard to recover. They're making them now where you can't recover. Okay. So when in the crack era, we started to see the crackheads, they got on crack in the 80s. We started to see them recover. They didn't even have to go to no drug rehab around the early 2000s. Okay. They started to recover. They just decided they didn't want to do crack no more. So they sat back and they watched this. Okay, well, they started to recover. They just got tired and they changed their mind. Now they're putting drugs in a community that it is these folks' damn brain is a scrambled egg. It ain't no recovery. If you want to get off of heroin, you got to take some damn pill for the rest of your life, because it is impossible to go cold turkey on heroin and some of these other drugs that they're putting into the community. And if you think you smoking some herb when you're smoking weed, you really is something wrong with you. Okay. So at some point we have to address, why do we have a codependent personality? Now watch some black person gonna say, well, how come the white people just do it too? I get so damn tired of the people in our community. I get sick of I don't like a cuckabug head Negro. Okay. I'm just going to tell you that right now. I can't stand a cuckabug head Negro that feel like everything that if the white people do it, it's all right. The white people just do it. How come nobody said nothing then? Why can't we do it? Okay. I don't even address people like that. I look at them and say, God help them, because I'm ashamed of them. What we need to start doing is addressing the mess that's in our community. That's what we got to start doing. We got to start addressing the being proactive. I always say this. We got to be proactive. Whatever happened to just say no to drugs? No, they don't want you to say no. The money ain't in saying no. They don't even put no money in being proactive no more. When we was growing up, it was just say no, don't do it. Now it's, if you do it, we got a drug for you over here. We can send you to the rehab over there. The money is in being reactive, and we fall for it every single time, because we in our community, we need some counseling, some real counseling. We have codependent personalities. We don't know how to deal with. We handle stuff. We'll carry the weight of everything on our shoulder until we crash out, because our communities have been taught you crazy if you go and get some help when your ass is already crazy. You done went crazy from handling all the stress you got. Okay. So we got to deal with that. Okay. That's something we got to deal with in our community. And I know people don't like to hear me talk about it. Y'all notice I've been getting on here. I haven't been fussing, because I be tired. Okay, I be working and then I be exercising and I be tired. But I'm energized today. Okay, I think that smoothie I just made energized me. Okay, so we don't have to deal with that. So when they get to talking about, Trump, he racist. Okay, I guess we racist too. I guess we racist. I'm talking about as black people, we racist against each other. Because we killing each other. We kill each other way more than the Klansmen kill us. Watch somebody gonna say, but back in the day, before your ass was ever even thought of, the Klansmen was killing us. How the hell you wasn't there? You need to deal with what is happening now. We're dealing in now. And this black on black crime gotta stop. We're committing genocide in our own damn community. Hell, we don't put the clans out of business. They ain't got to do nothing. But everybody want to put a titty in the black people mouth. Okay, everybody want to put a titty in the black people mouth. Well, the blacks went through hell, and we need to. I mean, they ain't talking about no real reparations. We haven't gotten together and came on one accord to get no real reparations. Hell, I would like 40 acres for real. We could do a lot with 40. Land is where it's at, but we settling for $100 check a month, and we fuss and fight and choose and elect the wrong people if they threaten to take that $100 away. How in the hell you gonna survive off of $100 a month? Let me tell y'all something. I ain't got no issues. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I have a deep affection for children and the youth and seniors. I have a real deep affection for them. But these able-bodied folks, it's something wrong mentally when you sit at home and wait on $100 damn. The best thing that could happen for our community, and a lot of people not gonna like this, is those checks. They got to get out and work for them checks. You know why? Because when they get out, it's some girls that have never worked a day in their damn life. All they do is just continuously have babies. And after about so many babies, you top it up out at about $200 something. So you got girls with 9-10 babies getting $200 a month. Y'all, how could you settle for something like that? So you get out and work for the check. What you're gonna see is that you're gonna be making about $900 or $1,200 every 2 weeks. Okay, if you go somewhere, even if you go to a warehouse, they be racking up in overtime. And then if you got a health in mind, you're gonna say, dog, all these years I sat at home waiting on a $200 check, and I'm making about $1,200 every 2 weeks. Y'all, it's something wrong with that's why our community needs some help. And we don't help people by enabling them to do wrong. So I know a lot of people feel like, I be on this Dolph thing. She ain't got nothing else to talk about. Nah, see, I'm really into my community for real. That's what I was taught. And so I know when I talk about the young Dolph's case, I get the opportunity to put some nuggets out there. Every now and again, I have to drop a little something because I know folks know I might know something. Okay. But I have a bigger purpose of spreading something. And that is, we can't be killing off our leaders. We can't. If I don't put a lot of emphasis on what they did to young Dolph, they did it to Dr. King. Every leader that we've ever had that has had the bravery, that was brave enough, that had the knowledge and the energy to break chains. Because it's the black folks and the black artists that's getting raped in the music community, the music industry. Each and every time that God has put a leader before us to help our community, we kill them for jealousy. So there's a bigger reason why I talk about Young Dolph. YouTube don't pay me no damn money. I be on here even less than before. I be trying to build my hours back up. Because I make money. I have other things going on. YouTube don't pay a damn bill I got. But somebody got to tell our community the truth without upholding wrong. I listen. I can't put. I'm not putting my. I ain't. My babies wouldn't suck my titties. I didn't even know how to breastfeed them. They wouldn't. They wouldn't drink the milk. Okay, because I didn't know how to hold my breast right. So I'm sure not gonna put it now that I'm in my 40s. I ain't got no milk in my breast. I ain't get ready to put my breast in nobody's mouth. Okay, not unless it's okay. I can't breastfeed you. It's time for our community to start eating steak, eating solid food. Okay? It's time to start eating solid food. And so that's why I don't like it's something about, you know, I don't particularly care for I don't like it when people don't take advantage of what is before them. And you hear people say that about black people all the time, y'all. It's so many programs out there. They put them out there, and you know why they put them out there? They know we're not going to take advantage of them. And the first thing they'll say, well, it's programs out there for the blacks. We can't make them take advantage of it. Well, how come, for, and then how could they didn't even tell me? Well, we put it out. It's all you got to do is research. They know you're not gonna research nothing. So that's why they can deem us lazy and all of that. And it is laziness. So I don't have any issues. I hate that Memphis is the murder capital. I don't have no issues with the primary FBI from up in Washington sending in their task force. And they probably going to be worse than the damn National Guard. Who's to say it ain't the National Guard? They said they sending them in. Okay. And so people kind of look over, the bottom line. You know what I mean? They don't look at the bottom line. They get folks all riled up. See, what they do is a lot of black people that call themselves, they supposed to be activists. Not everybody. They get a lot of other black people killed because they go flying off half cocked and they get them, them FBI agents come up in here. They did that with when they was talking about bringing in the what is it, the National Guard. You had damn fools sitting up talking about we got guns now. If they bring in the National Guard messing with us, we gonna shoot at them. Now they riding around in tank trucks. That's how I know it's mental. It's a lot of damn mental illness in our community. These folks in our community is twisted. You gonna shoot your gun. You ain't even got no more bullets. The gun you got is stolen, and you went into the bullet store and stole them guns. Okay, the bullets you got, you stole them. And you talking about going up against a National Guard and shooting, and all you doing is getting yourself killed. If you wanted to die, you should have just killed yourself. But that's what happened. You have activists that get our community riled up, so a lot of times so they can have their asses on TV, but ain't nobody coming up with no solutions. When your ass get through marching, what is the bottom line? That's the reason why they say, are you gonna march? I ain't marching. Are we gonna sit down and talk about some solutions? We just gonna march. I don't want no damn blisters on my feet. Because the only thing when you get through, all you got is blisters on your feet and ain't nothing changed. Hell, I done got older. I don't want my knees and shit hurting. And we ain't coming up with no solutions. Okay? So we want to march, and then after marching is looting. See, that's what they be trying to get to. That's what they really be wanting to do. It's the looting. A reason to go and break into businesses, the damn black businesses in your community, and steal they take out all the sodas. And when they was looting the last time, I was just in shock. They was taking drink machines. Why y'all looting? Cause police had killed that man in Timbuktu. What was the man's name? I don't know. Well, why are you taking the drink machine? I finna get them motherfucking drinks out of them. They don't give a damn about police killing nobody. Hell, if they did, they wouldn't be killing each other. Because if the truth of the matter is, if we sat down and came up with some plans, the police wouldn't be quick to kill a black person if they didn't see so much black on black crime, because they're gonna already know that black people not even killing each other. So it ain't gonna be easy to kill a black person and get away with it. The first thing they say is, well, there's more black on black crime than police crime, than police killing blacks. Okay. And I know this stuff with this, with Tyree Nichols and all of that. Hey, that's exempt. I'm not talking about that. They was absolutely wrong for what they did to Tyree. There was no justification in that. And it really ain't no justification when a police wrongfully kills a person. There's never any justification. They asses they're gonna have to go to jail and do time. And see, that's when our community come together and make sure we got the right judges. Okay, the right judges and the right laws in place. We can't make separate laws for police officers. What we have to do is make sure that there are laws in place all the way across the board. Black on black crime, a police officer, whether police officer black or white. Problem is, the same people that's screaming about police officers are mistreating black people are the same people that's robbing, killing, and raping black people. Okay, that's the issue that I have. So we got to deal with that. So now I don't have any issues with the FBI sending in a task force. They should have sent them in yesterday. Okay, last year. Okay. So maybe they could send them in tomorrow. And so, like I said, people they don't like to deal with the bottom line. First thing, well, they sending in the FBI task force because they just want to take our sons and put them in jail to work free for Elon Musk. Well, at least now they won't be destroying nobody else's business. I mean, they had so much damn idle time. You got a problem with your son going to jail and your daughter and doing free labor, but you don't have a problem with your child robbing and stealing and killing. It's something wrong with that, y'all. That's why I say our community is in a state of emergency mentally. We need help. And I ain't mean to even get into all of that, but I just, I know people might differ because they want me. They try to say I don't love my community. Shit, I do. I love being a black woman. I do. I love being black. I love being in the black community. I think that we're unique people. I love black men. I do. I hate that they put themselves in positions to go to jail because we need our black men, the good ones. Okay. And we see now that black women are doing the same thing. Now who their kids gonna have? They already didn't have the black man in the household. Now these women are doing unnecessary shit like identity thefts and shit like that. And it's because of greed, and they want to do it because they think they're getting away with it. Now who they kids gonna have? Nobody. Grandmama's not like they used to be. And so now you sit up telling me, well, you know that my friend, that my best friend. Your friend ain't get ready to treat your kids like you treat them. She gonna be resenting having them while you got your ass in jail. And so now your kids is full of anger. This is what we are seeing in our community, y'all, and we don't deal with it because everybody want to put a pacifier. And our community is so easily offended. I never seen a community get so damn offended when you say stop committing crime. You judging me? You is committing crime, Negro. Your ass ought to be in jail and have the nerve to get offended. Okay. He said 75% of women suffer from borderline personality disorder. Let me see what borderline personality disorder is, because I'm gonna make sure I ain't got it. Okay. Let me see what that is. A strong fear of abandonment, a pattern of unstable, intense relationships, such as believing someone is perfect one moment and then suddenly believing the person doesn't care or is cruel. Well, I might be in that group. Hey, I might be in that group, but I think I'm a functioning one. Okay. I don't try to hide nothing. Okay. If what I just read is 10 symptoms, I ran up on one that I might be. Okay. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button for me. Okay. Make sure you guys please like, share, and subscribe. Y'all please like, share, and subscribe. Let me see how many likes we got up in here. Y'all, we only got y'all hit the like button for me. Y'all hit the like button for me. Hold on, let me put this up. Y'all make sure y'all support the channel. Okay, make sure you all support the channel for me. Make sure you guys please like, share, and subscribe. So we got to do better, y'all, in our community. I hear people say all the time, we need to overthrow the police. Y'all need to check the backgrounds of the people that's saying it. Make sure y'all check their backgrounds, okay? Because see, these folks, especially, they'll use their platforms to promote that, especially on social media. And you have so many people that just they want to fit in so bad they blindly follow people that ain't no earthly good. When they sitting up talking about let's overthrow the police, you need check their backgrounds out, okay, and see, okay, why they want to overthrow the police. Okay. See how many little girls they've been accused of messing with, right? S- Check it out. Because oftentimes people want to commit their crimes in peace. And they get a bunch of damn fools who don't look into nothing but just want to belong to blindly follow them and be in agreement with them. Okay. Okay. You all hit that like button. Okay. Make sure you guys please like, share, and subscribe. I gotta go to my studio tomorrow. I gotta do some videos for y'all because I'm going out of town. Okay, it's been overdue. I need a mini vacation this week. But you guys, hold on. We gotta do something. says 75% of women suffer from BPD. We got to fix what's going on in our community. It's a darn shame that that Memphis is the murder capital. It is. It's a darn shame. Yeah, I'm trying to see how many likes do we have. Y'all keep running the likes up for me, okay? Y'all keep running the likes up. I would appreciate that so much. That helps to, put the video into the algorithm. So it's gonna be interesting to see when these task force come in, how many people they're gonna arrest, and these are the federal task force coming in, so it's not gonna be a revolving door. You're not gonna go to jail and get out. You're gonna be in jail because, like I said, they need to pile you in there so that you can work free in these businesses that Elon Musk is buying up around the Memphis area. That's what's going on. That's exactly what is going on. You guys, I also wanted to talk about we'll come back to that, but I wanted to talk about the inmates that escaped from the New the New Orleans prison. Lord, I sure hope that they don't come up to Memphis. I don't. I do. I mean, I hope they don't. I'm sure y'all have seen it, but I was listening to some of the leaders in New Orleans, and I tell you, hold on, y'all. Here they go. Look. They're about to get hit running all across the street. And that's crazy because it looks like it happened in Orleans Parish. That would be in New Orleans. I don't even think that's a prison, right? That's just a jail. Most jails are not prisons. They're holding facilities, meaning that you don't do a whole lot of time in a jail. So if I'm wrong, somebody correct me. So why in the hell would they escape that? They probably ain't even had that long. Hold on one second, y'all. Let me see something. Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
Good morning. I want to thank you all for being here. I want to speak directly to the people of New Orleans about a very serious and unacceptable situation. Earlier today, the Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office discovered that multiple incarcerated individuals escaped from custody. What we know right now is that during a routine head count at 8:30 this morning, it was determined that several detainees were unaccounted for. Immediately upon discovery, OPSO activated emergency protocols and launched a coordinated response to locate and return these individuals to custody. We are actively working with local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies in a full-scale search operation. While we are in the process of confirming specific details and identities, we are urging the public to remain alert. If you see anything suspicious or have any information that may assist in locating these escapees, please contact law enforcement immediately, and we're going to give you some contact information. Do not engage or approach these subjects. To be accountable and transparent, we are launching a full investigation to determine how this escape occurred, including reviewing facility protocols, staff performance, and physical security measures. Any lapses or failures that contributed to this incident will be addressed swiftly and with full accountability. The next steps are that OPSO will continue to provide updates to the media and public as the investigation progresses and more facts become available. We are committed to transparency throughout this process and will not rest until all of these individuals are back in our custody. I'm going to turn this over now to Chief Christopher Goodley, who is over our Field Operations Bureau, to talk about how the hunt for these folks is going on. Chief.
Good morning, all, and thank you. So early this morning, we were notified of approximately 11 individuals that had breached or escaped our custody. So those individuals right now are named. So 1 through 11, Antoine Massey, all of these are adult males, if you will. Linton Van Buren, Jermaine Donald, Leo Tate, Kendall Miles, Derek Groves, Corey Boyd, Gary Price, Robert Moody, DeCannon Dennis, and Keith Lewis. All of those suspects are considered to be armed and dangerous. So anybody with information, we encourage you to see something, say something, and let us know. Call Crime Stoppers or 911 immediately if you see any of these individuals. We want to return them back to justice immediately.
I'm now going to turn it over to Major Silas Phipps Jr., who is the leader of the Investigative Services Bureau, to talk a little bit about the ongoing investigation.
Thank you, Sheriff. Good morning. I'm going to be very brief. So we do have information on when the subjects left our custody. We are working every angle at this point, as the Sheriff said, with all of our local, state, and federal partners to get them back into custody. I just want to remind the public and anyone that may be assisting them that if we identify you and can prove that you are assisting them, we will prosecute you.
Okay, so they're saying that 3 has been caught. Now, I was looking at this earlier. I mean, they kind of roasted them. Let's look at this right quick, you guys. I want to show. This is what I was really looking for. One inmate caught, 9 on the run. They said 1 caught, 9 on the run. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for being here so we can get more information out to our community. We are joined here today by our partners who are helping us to put this investigation together to get these folks back into custody. We are joined here by the FBI, the new SAC who's in the back. We are also joined by our partners at the New Orleans Police Department, Chief Gantier.
That lady ain't had no sleep.
We've got a couple of members of the state police also here to support us. Crime Stoppers and CEO Costanza. And we are going to start off with OPSO Major Silas Phipps Jr., who is over our Investigative Services Bureau, to give you an update about that. We'll then have Chief Jay Mallett, who is our warden over the jail, to discuss a little bit more about that. Major Stephanie Minto, who is our Crime Victims Reparations Unit Commander. Darlene Costanza will be next after that, and then the SAC from the FBI will be final. Major Phipps.
Good afternoon, and thank you, Sheriff. Thank you all for being here. I'll start by providing you an update on where we are with the investigation. Just a overview of the original timeline. So at approximately 8:30 this morning, OPSO jail operations staff found that several inmates on Pod 1 Delta were missing during their head count. That jail staff immediately began a systematic search of the facility for those inmates as members of our investigatory team began combing through video to see where they could have gone. At the time of the incident, there was no deputy physically on Pod 1 Delta, and the technician that was assigned to the housing unit module had actually stepped away to grab food. After reviewing video, we noticed that at 12:22 a.m., several inmates on Pod 1 Delta were observed jarring one of the sliding doors open, specifically on cell Delta 1006. At 12:43 a.m., those same individuals entered that cell. At 1 a.m., they were observed on camera exiting our facility using an adjacent to loading dock door. So a loading dock door adjacent to that pod, and subsequently going down a side road behind our building, still within our secure perimeter between the Phase 3 facility that's currently under construction. At 1:19 a.m., they were then observed scaling the fence along the I-10 between our building and the currently under construction Phase 3, using blankets to avoid being cut by the barbed wire. Those individuals subsequently ran across the westbound and eastbound lanes of I-10 and then entered the neighborhood. This morning, after investigators became involved, they subsequently found clothing that they shed in that neighborhood. Although it was previously reported that there were 11 escapees, there were 10. 9 remain at large. 1 was apprehended earlier today, which you've covered, and 1 person previously reported as an escapee was located inside the facility. As of right now, 3 employees have been placed on suspension pending the outcome of this fluid and ongoing investigation. We do have a video we're going to play with you, and I will kind of narrate just to kind of show you what I've already said, and then I'll go from there after. So if you take a look at the screen. So as you see here, on the screen, this is where you see inmates jarring open the sliding doors of the cell that they used to escape. The whole, this is how it is. So, sure.
We'll provide this to you all as well.
So you see them jarring open the door. They open. Subsequently, they go inside that cell, and this is where you see them exiting the loading dock door. As you know, if you notice, they are carrying blankets with them. This road that they're going out of,
Hey, Diane.
behind this building, as I explained. They subsequently go through another door, and here, at some point, you will see them come through here, and they scale the fence through this door that's near the construction site. They scale that fence, and then they go on their escape, crossing all lanes of I-10. And that's where you see them going across that escape. So, in this case, as Casey said, we will share those videos with you all.
So if you had video of them,
1 second, we still have more to go. Go ahead.
We would like to acknowledge the over 200 law enforcement personnel that are assisting this investigation. They represent partner agencies, Louisiana State Police, Department of Public Safety and Corrections, Louisiana Office of Probation and Parole, Louisiana Attorney General's Office, the New Orleans Police Department, the Orleans and East Jefferson Levy District Police Departments, the United States Marshal's Office, the Federal Bureau of Investigations, Homeland Security Investigations, the Office of Alcohol, Tobacco Control, and Explosives, the St. Tammany and St. Bernard Parish Sheriff's Offices. I will now turn it over to Chief Jay Mallett.
Thank you. What I would like to do is kind of point to you what we believe is the exit point of where the inmates left. what you're looking at here is a vantage point where you're behind the cell in the pipe chase. And as you can see, these are rebars that reinforce the structure. There are clean cuts here, and the plumbing had been removed. All of this is on the outside of the cell, behind in the pipe chase. This is how it looks initially. As you can see, we have bolts that hold those fixtures in place. These are again on the back side into the pipe chase. All of this has been removed and these have been clean cut. We have reason to believe that there was some assistance with this. That's why we're thoroughly investigating. And as Major Filter said, we placed 3 individuals on administrative leave pending the outcome of this investigation.
Good afternoon, all. I am Major Stephanie Minter Gibson, and I oversee the Crime Victims Unit for the Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office. Once I was notified about the escapees, I immediately gathered a team of experienced staff, and we started calling victims and survivors just to make sure that they are aware of what was going on and that they are safe. For the records that had no information, I immediately reached out to our partners such as NOPD Special Victims Unit, Detective Walton, who was very grateful in helping us, and she provided us with other information that we were able to call those families and help them as well. Once we finished the first batch of victims, we started calling the second batch. And actually, the reason why I'm saying that is because I separated them. The chief from the DA's office, victims, Alison Morgarder, reached out to me, and we both were calling victims. What she had and I did not have, we shared information, and we both gathered all the information, and we made sure all victims were aware of what was going on. Most of the victims were very grateful for the calls. They graciously thanked us. We additionally sent our detectives to their homes for more safety measures, and that alone speaks measures. I strongly encourage all to educate the community on the importance of Vine Link. This is a free app that is listed online, and it is also a guide for victims and survivors to track offenders while they navigate the criminal justice system. The number for Vine is 1-800-277-7477. I'm sorry, it's 1-866-277-7477. We are located here on the 3rd floor of the Sheriff's Office, and our contact number here is 504-827-6754, 504-202-9229. Thank you.
Good evening. As you know, Crime Stoppers has been in this community offering asking for anonymous tips and offering cash rewards for that information for over 40 years, close to 50 years. And what we do is we allow you to come forward through either a phone number, and that number you hear it every day, 504-822-1111. You can go to the crimestoppersgno.org website and post a tip, or you can use our mobile app. It's Crime Stoppers GNO Say It Here. No matter how you come to Crime Stoppers, you remain anonymous. We're not tracking your IP. We're not tracking your phone number. We're not asking you to be a witness. But what we're asking you to do today to help the individuals here is to make the call.
We have interviewed, I think, all of our employees, and we are interviewing all of the residents of that particular pod as well. And then there's a lot of people that you've got to wade through their interviews to find out, to get down to the details of what happened. There was somebody on duty.
Sheriff, a source told us that phone calls haven't been monitored over the past week, and escaped inmates were planning how they were going to get out through phone calls. Were y'all monitoring phone calls?
We monitor phone calls all the time. There are 1,400 people in this jail, over the city council 1250 limit. So can you monitor every single person every day? No, we don't have the bodies to do that. But we do monitor, and we rely on tips, and we have an intelligence unit that monitors what's going on in the jail. There's a lot of things at any given time going on.
But it's your job. It's your job to monitor every single person in this facility every day.
Visually. with our deputies on the pods. Yes.
I did have a question. The former sheriff, Marlon Gusman, he disputes the claims that there were a lot of issues here at the facility after he left. Do you stand by your statement about the issues with it? And also we learned that you have a $14 million fund balance. Why wasn't that money used to repair the locks? If you could talk about that.
Can I speak I can speak more intelligently, I believe, to the physical plant in the jail. Not necessarily designed, but at some point this jail was planned, and it was obviously planned to be a minimum custody facility. I don't know what the dynamics of the population was in New Orleans as far as those incarcerated around that time, but that is not the dynamic now. Right now we have 24 pods, and 90% of those pods are populated with high security inmates. Those are people that are predatory, assaultive, violent, and aggressive. So we're in the process now of developing an ad-seg unit, because we identified a large number of individuals that needed to be on some type of restrictive housing environment that did not exist at this facility. So it's plenty of deficiencies when we start to talk about the physical plant. So it's not correct to say that those things didn't exist, because I mean they're prevalent.
This jail opened in 2015 and 2022. They never had a jailbreak. So when you say it's not built for that or it's not ready, they never had a jailbreak from 2015 to 2022 like this.
The sheriff says that all the time. She talks about the 83% recidivism rate. So you got people in and out of here all the time. So they've been here and
you just said this is a minimum security.
No, I said
you said it's a minimum security facility.
I said it was built. Had to be built for a minimum. So
they had maximum security inmates in here from 2015 to 2022.
You start talking about locks. I don't know of a max security inmate. Right now they had an objective classification system in place. I don't know if that was in place to identify properly if there were max security. It may have been everybody clumped together. We know now, based on our objective criteria, that we do have people that are classified at a higher security level than what this particular facility was built for.
Yeah, talking about failures in the pods, is there any maintenance and service contracts at this time in place? Is there maintenance and service contracts in place? We're talking about failures within the pod. Once again, is there a maintenance and service contracts in place? Travis gets asked multiple questions. We're asking another question. Is there a maintenance and service contract in place with the pod?
There's a murderer in there, right, who had already been convicted, and he was in among these 10, right? Were they in separate cells?
Everyone everyone here is two to a cell, and that's what we have. We've been in constant communication with anybody that's been convicted with the Department of Corrections to come and pick up those individuals that have been convicted. We have 78 individuals right now. We've been in communication with the Department of Corrections, and they're assured us that they're going to come and get these.
So what about Derrick Rose?
I'm not familiar with Derrick Rose. He's been sentenced. I know he's been here for a long period of time. So if he's been recently sentenced, that's great. He would have been on our list. He may be aware that he will be on our list to go to the Department of Corrections. But they have, the Department of Corrections and Public Safety have worked with us to move several inmates that have been sentenced. They come twice a week. I just got off the phone when I stepped out here then with the Department of Corrections to identify how many individuals we have that have been sentenced, that are taking up space, that are high security people, that have long sentences, and they all are violent.
What's been talking about the difference in that case? Is there something they've done to protect the witnesses who testified against him?
There'll be someone.
That's what Captain all those have been
talking about the pods and the deteriorating conditions. Is there a maintenance and service contract in place to make repairs? And we're also hearing that critical cameras were down for weeks.
We have this is our CFO Bianca Brown to talk more about that.
Hi, so I'm Bianca Brown. So based upon the question that you asked earlier about the fund balance related to the 2023 audit, I'll give you the breakdown of that. 4.2 million was related to accounts payable. 9.5 million was related to FEMA restricted cash, but capital projects only. The seizure and restricted cash had about 98,000 in it due to others, which was processing fees, DAPs, clerk of courts, NOPD property room. They get about 97,000 of that money. We had due to the Department of Public Safety for civilian backgrounds that we conduct. That was about 400,000. And then we also had a detail account that's kind of restricted for radios, video cameras, tactical gear, software, and maintenance for the deputies that they pay based upon their details. So that doesn't exist. That's failed. That money doesn't exist. That was from a 2023 audit that they're reporting on, and those funds don't exist. As of today, that balance is about 6.3 million that is still due out as of 2025.
So if we could answer my question, we asked
What
the
is your question?
nobody answered.
What is your
Once
question?
again, we asked multiple times, is there a maintenance and service contract in place to take care of the deteriorating conditions within the pods and within the jail?
We can't
We're also
afford a
hearing that
maintenance
there's
and service
critical cameras
contract.
that are not working.
So right now, we can't afford a maintenance service contract. We have maintenance staff that are on board that do the day-to-day. But right now, our current budget sits at about 68 million. 41.1 million comes from the city, 13 million comes from the millage, and about 10.1 million a quarter is given to us. Right now, our payroll is about 9.6. Our food expenses is 780,000 a quarter. That eats up the money. We don't have the funding available to have a full maintenance contract to do this. We've explained this on multiple occasions. Just on Monday, we went to the City Planning Commission and we reported this out. We asked for the money to secure this. So the funding is not available to do what needs to be done, and it hasn't been done.
Not appropriate enough to handle violent offenders like the ones that escaped today. Have you all considered potentially shipping them elsewhere?
Also, just really quickly, your budget is bigger than Marlon Gusman's was. Do you all realize that the last sheriff had a smaller budget than you have?
The budget was bigger, but guess what? Things are being deprived. So what you're seeing is a result of what's happening now. Broken doors, you got facilities, wear and tear. All of that is occurring now due to that budget. This size facility, they should have a $150 million budget easily. The budget that we have, it doesn't support what we need. I've laid out the numbers. You see, it's critical.
I want, if I could, speak to what you said. Have we explored shipping outboarding individuals? Yes, we have. We've sent out numerous individuals, high security people, to various places. Department of Corrections and Public Safety has helped us with that. We've sent people to Plaquemine. We've sent people to Catahoula. We've sent people to Madison. We've sent people to Angola. 30%, almost 40% of those individuals we see get remanded back for various reasons. So that takes up space. And the ones we sent to Catahoula, this is important, the ones we sent to Madison and the ones we sent to Plaquemine, all of these are parole violators. So these people are convicted felons that committed a crime here in New Orleans as either a pass-through, having fun, or whatever they were doing, and they ended up in the jail.
And look, circling back, what are you specifically doing to capture these violent offenders?
What do you mean?
What is the sheriff's office doing right now to capture these violent offenders?
The sheriff's office is working along with the 200 partner offices that I've mentioned earlier and actually capturing these individuals. We're providing critical intel. So we are combing through those phone calls and other messages you mentioned earlier to identify who they communicated with, where they could potentially be. So along with our partners, we are visiting those locations in search of those individuals.
So is video calls on those iPads recorded as well? Video calls on iPads?
I can't answer whether those are recorded. I know the phone calls are recorded. I don't want to say yes or no on video.
Here's a question.
Yes.
What are y'all doing to capture
Chief Mallard just said yes, they are recorded.
A CMT.
All right, we have one more question.
Okay, if I could, okay.
The surveillance that we saw that they were wearing their orange jumpsuits, but you said when they got into the neighborhood, they shed their clothes. Was someone there waiting to give them a change of clothes? Did they have clothes as contraband underneath their jumpsuits?
So right now we can't say we haven't seen all of the video to say that from the neighborhood on whether they had additional clothing. But what we knew is they shed some of their orange.
And a CMT is a civilian position, right? Should maximum security inmates be watched by a civilian CMT? And if you could talk a little bit more, I know you said that they were on a break. Could you give us some more specifics on that?
Sure. So yes, the CMT is a corrections monitoring technician. She is a civilian. She sits in a pod module and observes the pod. That is primarily when we do not have the physical deputy staff to sit on the pod. We have a vacancy rate like every other correctional agency in the country. Every corrections has a 55% vacancy rate across this country. Like us, we are underfunded, understaffed, underpaid. So we do our best to hire staff and retain them, but like everyone else, we're short. So yes, this civilian was assigned to the pod module to observe the pod. When she stepped away to grab food, that is when they began their attempts to escape. By the time she returned, they were already into the cell or gone. So she did not even know that they had made good on their escape or made an attempt to escape.
Sheriff, do you want to speak to the people? I think everybody's live in here. Do you want to say you're sorry to the people of New Orleans for having this happen? I mean, we've heard from you several times today, but do you want to offer any kind of contrition or apology to people for something like this happening?
Well, first we have to find out exactly what happened and how they got out. We think this was intentional. There is much more than meets the eye in this investigation. And why did it happen just right now, right? In the middle of, as we're getting ready to start this sheriff's race. This is very suspicious. We know that they had help. We're showing you they had help.
Stop.
This was coordinated. There's much more than meets the eye. When I have enough information, I'll be glad to talk to the community about my issues or what I need, anything I may need to apologize for. But what I'm telling I'm not finished. But what I'm telling the community, this is a public safety issue first and foremost. There's much more than meets the eye. We are digging, and we are not going to stop till we find out what happened.
Tonight to make sure that your facility is safe. What is OPSO doing tonight to make sure that this facility is safe and that no one else can escape? Once again, Sheriff.
Whoever that loud reporter was, he is definitely hired by her opponent because he was loud, he was arrogant, he did everything he could to try and make them look bad. And hey, I don't know if it's a political thing. Probably is, because people are easily paid off. I'm sure they're not making a lot of money working for their jail, and somebody would they have a lot of money oftentimes passed around in these campaigns. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it was definitely an inside job, you know, whether it was political or not, I don't know. But I mean, it would seem suspicious that it happened around the sheriff's race time. So anyways, I was reading in my comments, they're saying at this point they have captured more. Let me see, inmates captured. So it's 7 that's on the run. It's 7 that is on the run. Okay, they captured him. Hello, this is Tamara. Hi.
I'm going to get my name. How are you?
I'm doing really well. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic right now. Didn't say that 2 couple of months ago, but now I am.
Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that.
I listen to your podcast all the time. I'm in New Orleans, and I'm listening to your podcast now, but I wanted to let you know, you said you didn't like the reporter. Welcome to the bunch. He's a homegrown reporter from New Orleans, worked for Channel 6, and they have been at it with that sheriff since she got into office.
Oh, wow.
Yes, it's nothing political. And yes, she is running against 3 better-known named people, but he's that way with her all the time. All the time.
Oh.
He's that way with a lot of people. He's that way with a lot of people. But I'm not understanding how this could have happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to explain to you, my daughter was a deputy with Arlene. She's no longer there. She's been gone now like for 3-4 years. And I haven't had a chance to actually sit down and talk to her about how this could have happened or what she could tell me anything about it. You know, she works for a whole different parish now, so.
Mm-hmm.
But he's.
So do you think that it was an inside job, just in your opinion?
I kind of believe it was.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have to think about it. How they didn't just start tearing that wall in a couple of days. That had been going on, and you didn't put the toilet out, and you can move the toilet to get back there to work. Somebody didn't see something, or they saw it and act like they didn't see it.
Right.
Because they moved the toilet. So,
yeah.
You know.
So that would have made quite a bit of noise and everything.
That's right. That's why I said somebody saw it and didn't see it, or act like they didn't see it. You know, They didn't know what's going on. But they're not gone. They keep saying they done fled to different states. First of all, they don't have money to flee. Most of them, you're going to find them. When they do get hold of them, they're going to be right around here, either in St. Bernard, Metairie, Kenner, somewhere around, even across this river where I live at in Algiers. You're going to find them somewhere around. In the east, they somewhere around. You got 3, and they were around. The rest of them ain't gone nowhere.
Right.
They're still around. So, somebody's going to slip up, and they're going to get some of them. And they've already told them, if you harboring, they're not going to charge you with harboring. They're going to charge you as an accessory. So, the latest thing is, on the news, do not get yourself involved in something that you don't need to be involved in. If you know where they are, say something. Don't, because I don't think nobody wants to be put in jail for accessories to something they had nothing to do with.
Right, because they'll mess around and give them just as much time.
That's right. That's right. Well, I just had to call in. I'm not the type of person. Like I said, I listen to your podcast all the time.
Well, I'm so happy. I love listen. It's funny because I saw the number. I was like, well, this isn't my main phone because I have friends in New Orleans and it's something because I'll be down there. Yeah, I'll be down there in August.
Okay.
Yeah, to spend a week with.
You do have another person that has a membership with the same first name I have. And I was listening to you one day and I was in the truck with my daughter and you shout out to you. And she said, Mama, how did she know you? I said, I'm not that one. I said, that's not me. I said, that's another one. You on live now?
I am. So they hear you. They're listening to you, the subscribers.
Okay. All right.
And you said you're in Algiers?
I live in Algiers, which is across the river from the city of New Orleans, but it's still part of New Orleans.
Okay. My friends live in the third ward.
Oh, okay. I used to live in the 9th ward before Katrina.
Oh.
I lived in the east, and my daughter and I, we lost everything, so I went home for 2 years, and then I came back, and now I live here in Algiers.
Okay.
But I just had to, let you know, when you said that, I had to say, you got to be welcome to the book, because not too many people here care for him. They really don't. He's very arrogant.
Well, I'm definitely happy you called in, and I'm glad that you look at the podcast.
But thank you, and like I said, I really enjoy it. When you're retired and you have nothing else to do, you sit at home and listen. So, but I thank you so very much for allowing me to tell you what's really going on, and a lot of things, and like I said, if you want to keep that number and call me and question about anything else you hear about New Orleans, come right on. I don't know. I'll tell you what's really happening from a standpoint of a citizen here, not native, because I'm not originally from here, but from someone who's living here. So,
How long have you been there for? How long have you lived in New Orleans?
I moved here in 1986, and like I said, I went home for Katrina, and I stayed 2 years at home, and I came back. And I've been here since 2008.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, 1986, that's a long time.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I was offered another job, and I came down and took that job, and, stayed there until Katrina. Like I said, I went home and worked 2 years at home, and I came back and finished out, and I retired with 38 and a half years in the education system.
Oh, wow. That's so awesome.
Yes. Well, you take care, and I'm very glad to talk with you. But like I said, you can keep that number, and if you need to know anything, you're welcome to call me.
I will call you. Thank you so much for calling in.
Okay, thank you, and you all have a blessed day.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, that was awesome of her to call in. I appreciate her. New Orleans is one of those cities that I love too. You know, there are some cities like, I don't mean no harm, but Atlanta is a city that I don't vibe in. But when I went to like Dallas, New Orleans is a city that when I went to, when I left, I was not ready to go yet. You know, so that's why this time when I go in August, I'm gonna stay for a week. It was one of those cities. Some cities I go to, my spirit does not gel with it. And it's been a few. But New Orleans, Dallas, New York, I even like St. Louis, but I didn't stay in St. Louis long enough. We were only there for like 3 days, so I liked it, but we were only there for 3 days, so I didn't get it. I wasn't there long enough. When I go to New Orleans, I'm there long enough to know that I can't get enough of it. So, anyways, you guys, here is one of I don't know if this is one of the fugitives right here, but here is video right here. Lord, as soon as I get ready to click on it, some mess come up. Okay, so it shows 2 escaped inmates in the French quarters after escaping from Orleans Parish. What is this? What? Get off of my screen. Y'all, how do I move them? Ain't this a mess? Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I can, how I get them off of my screen. Okay, here it is right here. Y'all, here they go right here. This is them right here. Y'all, they definitely had some help because they got on they got on the same outfits. They've been playing in there for a long time. They got on some regular clothes. Why on earth, if you escaped from jail, why in the hell would you be in the French quarters? That would be one of the first places that they check. Why are they in the French quarters? Evidently, they got somebody helping them. They got on clothes. They out walking in the French quarters. Lord have mercy. Just crazy. Let's see if I can find history of what they had going on. Hold on, let me see. If I could pull up their history of each inmate. Hold on, y'all. I'm pulling up their let's see if I can pull up their history right quick, and I could put it up on the screen. Okay, I found it, y'all. Oh shit, my shoe. I just said I was gonna stop buying shoes, right? Loading my shoe up on the screen. Okay, y'all. I found it right here. It says the names of the 9 men on the run are Gary C. Price, Derek Groves, Jermaine Donald, Corey Board, Leo Tate, is that DeKinnon, Dennis, Robert Moody, Linton Van Buren, Antoine Massey. They range in age from 19 years old. Moody was charged with second-degree battery to 42-year-old Donald charged with second-degree murder. Price, 21, is charged with attempted first-degree murder. Massey, 32, is charged with domestic abuse involving strangulation. Oh, wow. New Orleans Parish Superintendent Ann Kirkpatrick said at a news conference, police notified escapees' alleged victims and went to a home to remove a family thought to be in danger. Oh my God. Wow. Wow. And they out just walking in the French quarters. I mean, and they really need to. I'm sure they had some help because they've changed clothes and all that. Their clothes look just alike, but I mean, how long are they going to be able to survive like that? Not unless they already had some money put away. How long will it be before they end up robbing or doing something to somebody to try and get some money? And then the city of New Orleans is going to definitely be liable. The state of Louisiana is going to be liable, because if I was the family, if they hurt somebody while they're out, if I was the family, I'd sue the damn pants off of them. Okay? Because they are the property of the city of New Orleans, maybe the state of Louisiana. Okay? At this point, because they're still inmates that have escaped. Right, where they get their clothes from? They wanted some food to eat. They out in New Orleans, out in the French quarters, getting some food. Well, now we know why they in jail, because they so stupid. Look at where they at. The first place I would think that the police would look is in the French quarters. There's nowhere in the world that I would have ever been in New Orleans, still in the city of New Orleans, in the darn French quarters. Anyway, y'all. They said, where are all them cameras at? Out in, yeah, look, he thought that one wasn't trying to hide his face. I would definitely be scared of him. I would be scared of him for real. I think he looked like he was a 19-year-old. He was in there, the 19th degree battery. I tell you, Lord have mercy. What is this world coming to? It's something that happened in Florida. It's something that happened. It was a mass something. But I do know that they did a mass arrest. The feds did in Florida, all the way across Florida, whereas they arrested different gang members for gun charges and other stuff. So, and that was across the state of Florida. I think they said they arrested like 8 people from like 18 different gangs or something like that. And this happened on today, I believe. Yep. So 7 of them is still on the run. So that means that they only caught 2. Because they said it was only 9 out. 7 is still on the run. Those 7 probably going to get out of New Orleans. I hope they go. I hope they go further south. Lord, please don't let them come north. Let them go south. And further south would be where? What state is Louisiana's neighboring state? Is it Florida? Would it be Florida that's Louisiana's neighboring state? Somebody that knows, help me out. You're right. Let them go on to Mexico. Ooh. Yes, Florida and Mississippi. Ooh. Maybe they won't come to Tennessee. No, they won't come to northern Mississippi. Texas. They might want to skip well, I mean, if they go to Texas, I mean, they mess around and go down there and commit some crimes in Texas, they're gonna put them to sleep real quick. Mm. You all make sure y'all hit that like button for me. Make sure you guys just please like, share, and subscribe. Hey, what are you, hold on, what are you doing? Hmm. Okay. Mm. Maybe in about mm, I I don't know. What time do you think? Okay, you guys. This is Tamara. I said what the other day? Chat town, what I say the other day? We got to send Mr. Parker a wedding gift. Well, I'm sure he'll be happy for you all to send him a wedding gift. I'm sure he'll be happy. Ashley says, sure did, and ain't invite us and let us send the gift card or nothing. Yeah, Mr. Parker got married. He got married. Lord, I get so sick of these puppies. I'm trying to decide on if I want to go somewhere. I was really just going to sit at home in the house today. But I don't get out and go nowhere. Shoot. I guess it wouldn't hurt. Should I go? Shouldn't I go? Positive Vibe says he sure did. He was on here living a double. Hey, this is Tamara.
What's going on?
What's up, the Sype Dog?
What's going on?
Oh, nothing much.
Yeah, these fools. I can't believe these guys. They should have been clean. Everybody should have been clean out of town longer than they had to get away. The time they had to get away, they could have been out of town.
She said, let's get out, Tamara. Call me. Well, Tyranny, one of my friends want me to meet them at the coffee shop. And I do love to have coffee and talk. It's just, I don't like doing stuff on a whim.
You said you don't like doing stuff?
I don't like doing stuff on a whim like that, you know. But that's one of my favorite things, though. I mean, he just calls. You want to meet at a coffee shop? I was like, because I do love to meet at a coffee shop, but
sometimes that out the blue, that'd be the most cool shit up.
Yeah, he a cool dude. You know, he a cool guy. But it's weird though, because I haven't heard from him in a long time.
That's how it be. That's how it be. So how long you think it's gonna be before they catch all these fools?
She said you can always make that sandwich and give him a blanket. No, it's a coffee. It's a coffee shop. It's a coffee shop.
They grilling and not the grilled cheese.
Oh, the grilled cheese sandwich and coffee. I'll probably have a cup of coffee, and I could eat some waffles, I guess. She said, Tamara, I know, I ain't heard, he just out of the blue on the whim, just call and it's like, you want to meet at the coffee shop? Have coffee? Because you know I like to have coffee. A lot of people like to have drinks. I like to have coffee. I don't know. He a cool dude. I told him I would meet him, but I'm thinking about texting him and telling him that because it's a Sunday and I kind of just want to stay in and chill. But I already told him now. He was like, all right, I'm getting ready to go ahead and I'm gonna be going down there in a few minutes. Oh Lord, I hate to have somebody. Listen. I was gonna get ready to wash my hair, and then I gotta do my hair and do my makeup, and it's beautiful out there. I could put on a sundress, but I mean, I don't know.
My weird dog gonna grab the power. My weird dog gonna grab the power and waffle.
I don't know. I get suspicious when somebody just call you out the blue and say you want to meet for coffee. What he up to?
He just wants some coffee and have a conversation. Man, you gotta be answering, man. Does it mean he didn't want? He didn't grab the Rolodex and said, "You want to have coffee?"
I told him. I said, "Okay, I'll come." He was like, "Okay, all right. I'm gonna start heading that way." I'm like, dog. I told him like 6:45. He gonna sit there. He gonna be there all that time. I guess I'm gonna have to get off. Maybe I'll get back on. Like, I don't know. I don't know what time I'm gonna get home. So I don't know, y'all. It's Sunday though. Should I go? Maybe I shouldn't go because I mean, I don't like for people.
He might as well go and come back and tell us about it. We might want to hear the coffee shop after this. So you should never know. I don't know. I might hit Star. I don't know. Since you got me motivated now, I might hit Starbucks tomorrow.
The black barber said, "Go." Okay, I guess I'll put on a sundress. I got to do my makeup and stuff. I don't really have to do a whole lot. Just put on some gloss.
Oh, okay then.
As y'all can see, I really don't be going nowhere.
And that's how it would be. Okay, you just don't want to go nowhere.
She said, "Have some decaf since it's Sunday."
And decaf, you might want to sit and have just some water, man. Also, you pop back out tonight?
What will we talk about?
I don't know, Steven. What we gonna talk about? I know you somewhere.
Hey, you headed that way? Yeah. Okay, I'll be on. Okay. All right. All right, you guys. He almost there, so I'm gonna go. He said, "Oh yeah, I'm almost there." All right, y'all. Cypress, I'll probably get back on tonight. I shouldn't be gone that long. I feel like a goofy. Okay. I feel like a goofy because I don't never do nothing. Anyways, y'all. All right, y'all. Let me get off of here so I can get myself ready. I do want to look decent. I need to curl my hair and put on my makeup. I'm glad I got my little sundress. My sundress is already out. Anyways, you guys, y'all hit the like button. I love you guys. I'm gonna try to get back on tonight. Okay, let me go down here and just, I guess, have some coffee and waffles. I'll talk with you guys later.